up to the latest episode of the Rap Fame Uncensored podcast. We're about to drop some serious heat with our surprise guest, the one and only MandieX. Get ready for an unfiltered deep dive into the raw and gritty world of mobile rap battles, community drama, and the highs and lows of digital fame. We'll be exploring Mandie's musical journey, her rise to the top, and the controversies that have kept everyone talking. From app politics to Telegram takedowns, no topic is off limits as we peel back the layers of this complex musical ecosystem. So tune in, turn it up, and prepare for some straight-up, no-holds-barred truth bombs from one of the most influential voices in our community. This is Rap Fame Uncensored, where the beats are fire and the tea is scalding hot.
Okay, so get this right. We're going deep on online rap battles, but it's not really about the music.
You guys sent us this audio all about this app, Rap Fame.
And it's clear something about MandieX's story, really stood out to you.
And honestly, after going through it all, yeah, I get it.
So Mandie was a total diehard on Rap Fame, right? Lived and breathed it.
And she's claiming things got, messy, seriously messed up. Think real-life drama, but online and centered around rap.
Betrayals, rumors, the works. We're talking full-blown Shakespearean drama, but with beats.
So imagine if instead of posting selfies and stuff, everyone's dropping diss tracks and battling it out with rhymes.
That's Rap Fame in a nutshell. Aspiring rappers making music, battling each other, forming these crews. It's a whole thing.
And that's what pulled Mandie in, right? She'd been on a similar app, Rap Chat, so she was already kind of deep in this online rap scene.
And she was looking for something more, tight-knit. And Rap Fame seemed like the spot to be.
Yeah, and that's something we see a lot. Creators are always searching for that platform where they can really get noticed, find their community. The thing is, these online worlds, they can get pretty cliquey fast. They mirror those real-world power structures almost instantly.
Yeah, and Mandie found that out the hard way. The second she joins Rap Fame, boom, she's already on the radar of these big-time crews.
It's like they saw her as a threat before she even dropped a single verse.
Awesome people on there to collaborate with and things. Rap Fame does a really good job of showing out if you're a good artist, right? They're gonna promote you in ways, whether it be you're a featured artist or they're gonna make you give you a pick of the week, things like that Rap Chat never did, right? So those are the types of things that I would always, it's like the dopamine fix I wanted was to get some cool comments, and people liked my music, and I was super stoked because they were actually real comments from people who were fucking with me. So it was cool. I would say that when I first got on there, a few people who hit me up first happened to be the controversial people, unfortunately, that wanted me to be in their crew and stuff. And that's where it all started. I was looking at the crews, because I was like, oh, I could be in a crew. Okay, well, let's see what crew I want to be in. And everyone was hitting me up, right? And I guess a crew is where you kind of become a family. You get to, collaborate with the artists in the crew, and you get to learn from them and grow. And, there's obviously a point system that the Rap Fame has where you can be a top crew, or, there's always rankings and whatnot. So Goat Gang hit me up first. They were the first crew to hit me up.
You were in Goat Gang. Is that a thing?
That was not. Listen, I was asked to be in it, but then I was stopped. I was halted immediately by somebody in their crew who did not like me for, I don't know why. She didn't like me. Yeah.
Well, that was a blessing in disguise, I assure you.
Yeah. That's the thing about these platforms. They're built on competition.
Yeah.
It's all about who can grab the most attention, get the most clout. Now, sometimes that can be a good thing. It can push people to be more creative.
But as we'll see with Mandie's story, sometimes it can turn ugly. Real ugly.
So, all those crews we were talking about? Well, there's this one figure at the center of it all. They call her, get this, the Mafia Queen.
And the thing is, Mandie never even really, interacted with her directly.
But Mafia Queen's presence.
Yes.
It's everywhere, looming over everything.
It's wild, right? This whole Mafia Queen thing, it's straight out of a movie.
She's this, mysterious puppet master figure, pulling strings in the background. Whether she's actually behind everything or not almost doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
It's the idea of her,
The reputation she's built. It's everyone on Rap Fame is looking over their shoulder wondering, is this Mafia Queen messing with me? Adds a whole other level to the drama.
For sure. And you can tell, even listening to Mandie, it's even she's not totally sure what to believe.
Well, for whatever reason, the big top girl on Rat Fame at the time was Mafia Queen, right? So she was looking at me with a side eye from the moment I got on that fucking app. And what's crazy, well, I won't go into that, but yeah, she was one of them. And I would say like anybody who was in her fucking part of her posse didn't like me either. But I never really did anything to instigate it until until I did a song with her ex-boyfriend, I suppose.
Okay. So this is a thing. Online Rap Fame dating. That's
yeah, it's crazy, isn't it, out here?
yeah. I've not had a chance for that yet. I'm hoping to
Hashtag
be able to
rap
skip
app
that.
thoughts. Yeah, for real.
But anyway, early on, there's this incident really throws Mandie into the thick of it. They call it the Fluent incident.
Someone commissions this whole diss track, right?
Shit.
Coming after Mandie. And all signs point to, you guessed it, Mafia Queen.
Yeah, this is where things start getting really messy because in the audio, Mandie's convinced Mafia Queen's the mastermind behind it all.
Like it started with the Fluent thing, which if I could go back in time, I would have never reported that shit. I didn't know how it worked. I was new. You got to remember, think about coming into an app, right? And you're just getting fucking slammed for whatever. And I didn't know. I went to Rap Fam. I was like, yo, what the fuck is actually happening? I don't understand. Why are they posting my personal information all over the place, right? I didn't know that's how you guys worked on that app because I'm from Rap Chat. We don't do that over there,
There's not a lot of doxing on Rap Chat, huh?
Hell no. There's no doxing. There's barely any disses. Like, honest to God, you guys are a battle me. Like, I didn't even know the history of Rap Fame at that time. I didn't know you guys used to be a battle me app. Like, I didn't know these things. So when I went to Rap Fame with the fucking screenshots of Telegram conversations, and they're like, we can't do anything because, but we'll go ahead and take down that song that Fluent did because he posted my parents' information and whatnot. I was new to this shit.
But without solid proof, it's just like her word against whoever.
And it really shows how easily rumors can spread in these online spaces, especially when you've got people actively trying to stir the pot.
Oh, for sure. And it doesn't help that a lot of this drama, it spills over into this whole other app, Telegram.
Which, if you don't know, is like this whole other beast, like their own personal war room, away from the main stage of Rap Fame.
This is such a key point, though, because it makes you think, like, how responsible are these platforms for what happens off their site?
Even if it all starts because of the environment they created, you know what I mean?
Totally. And trust me, this Telegram stuff is next level. We're talking accusations of doxing, people making fake accounts just to spread rumors.
There's even this whole thing about a rabbit head. I'm not making this up.
It's like a whole different world, right?
Yeah.
And it just shows how intense these online feuds can get. There's this anonymity, this distance that just lets things escalate in a way they never could face to face.
Totally. It's like they took the whole beef thing in rap way too far.
And it's not just Mafia Queen either. There's this whole supporting cast of characters adding fuel to the fire.
Like there's Philly Gang, who's like Mafia Queen's ex or something, gets caught in the crossfire.
Then you've got Jor, who's actually like best friends with Mandie at one point.
Does it?
Ends up switching sides.
It's wild. And the thing is, the whole time you're listening to the audio, it's like this back and forth between Mandie, who's absolutely certain about everything, and the podcast host, who's obviously skeptical.
Leaves you wondering, like, is Mafia Queen really this evil mastermind, or is she just a convenient scapegoat?
It's classic misinformation, When you have all these competing narratives, these rumors flying around, it's almost impossible to tell what's real and what's not.
And honestly, in a weird way, that's what makes this whole thing so fascinating.
And through all of it, through all of this drama, Mandie's saying she's being harassed, like seriously bullied. She says she's reporting this to Rap Fame for, get this, 2 years.
2 years.
That's a long time to feel like you're not being heard,
Yeah.
And it really highlights this huge issue with these user-generated platforms.
They finally took action, but let's talk about the process to build to that.
Oh my God, for 2 fucking years, probably once a week, bro. Like, dead ass. And it was because, I would show that I had, this is the thing. My thing is, I never went to the app. When I got on the app, my plan wasn't to get people banned, but bitch, people are contacting my family, getting me fired from my job, all this crazy stuff, right? So like at some point I got to report it to somebody. The fuck? I met these bitches on this app. What are you talking about? You are at fault. Like if anything, but like they are negligent. They were fucking negligent by letting all the reports from the past and mine just go without any kind of warning, any kind of nothing. They didn't do nothing to her, you know?
All right, well, let's break this down. So let's start with the process. So you have a problem on Rap Fame, or you have a problem on Telegram that's going on, and you're trying to alert Rap Fame. Where do you start to try to make them aware of this process, this problem? Where does that begin? Is that on the app? Or?
Yeah, you have to, I have to go to Instagram. That's where my contacts have always been. I send them pictures on there. They asked for these pictures. They literally asked, and then they ask for them and do nothing. So it's like, why are you asking for evidence when you're doing nothing? Like, that makes sense.
Okay, so let's go back to it. So you never tried to contact them on the app, or why did you go to Instagram? What led you to believe
Instagram is where they first hit me up and said, MandieX, we love you. You're amazing. That's where that's where our contact has always been.
Okay, so that's kind of unique to your situation. So Rap Fame reached out to you at some point, and you said to them, great, I'm glad you like me, but there's a lot of problems going on with this app.
Yeah,
is that what happened?
And they took action. They took action the first time, right? They banned Fluent when they shouldn't have. They should have banned Mafia, but whatever. They banned Fluent after Mafia had been like roasting me in the fucking Telegram chat, right? And but that didn't matter. And they kept telling me there's rules and she's not violating the rules because she does everything off the app.
Okay. It's interesting. Okay.
I said, edit your fucking rules. Like, fix your rules, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
They love the engagement, right? The drama, even. It keeps people hooked. But then when it comes to actually protecting those same users from the dark side of all that engagement,
they often fall short.
It's like they want the excitement, the buzz, but they don't want to deal with the fallout.
Exactly. It's a tough balance. They want people to be creative, to compete even, but not if it means like someone gets hurt, right? It's a fine line.
And it makes you think, with all this rap beef stuff, where does that cross the line into actual harm?
And who decides that?
Right. It's a really tricky question. But you know what's interesting in Mandie's case? It's only when she threatens legal action that things change. Like, suddenly Rap Fame wants to talk.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like, they were hoping she'd just, go away.
Ugh.
But the second lawyers get involved, suddenly it's all hands on deck.
Right. Although it's worth pointing out, at the same time this is happening, there's this other, way bigger influencer on the platform, and they're feuding with Mafia Queen, too, publicly. So it's hard to say what actually made Rap Fame act.
Okay, but it's a business. At the end of the day, who cares who the fuck they are, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that's what's happened here. So let's try to go to that. Let's talk about the business of Rap Fame. How did they finally get down to business with you and do something about this? What was done?
Well, I mean, shit. I don't know what I can say here, but I'll just say this. One, I did threaten to file a lawsuit. I did do that. Okay. Because at this point, the negligence was to the point of, harassment, defamation, everything you could possibly think of under the sun had happened to me. Right. So I was threatening that. They told me immediately, as soon as I said that, they were like, Mandie, Zoom call, 30 minutes. Okay. So I got on the Zoom call with them. And simultaneously, I won't say names, a lot of people reported her because she was doing fuck shit to a lot of people, not just me. It was a lot of people. Simultaneously, people were reporting her. And I think all in all, I talked to Rap Fame. They told me they'd get back with me. And then you know what happened after that. So.
I don't know what happened, or I do know.
Well, I don't know if I can say that on the podcast, okay?
I think it's important to say that because let's address this because this is what we kind of set the stage for. So where we're at in this conversation is basically you of your own accord, even though the app respects you, obviously they were hitting you up. Even though you had brought this to their attention, you had documented it, everything else, they didn't give a shit. They didn't listen to you. They overlooked it, you'll say.
Yeah.
But finally, they did listen. Well, what made them listen? They're either you said something specifically to them that was resounding, or because I was on the other end of this, and really several people were banned from that incident, and some of them don't even understand what the hell they did.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Somebody who's very influential on the app had talked to Rap Fame, and I never told anybody ever the whole time that Fluent needed a ban. That was never a conversation ever. actually. So my main focus was Mafia Queen, right? Because fuck this bitch. She's done this to a lot of people. She has the same MO. She does this shit to everybody, right? So I don't want it to happen to anybody else. That was my main mission. And somebody who is influenced on the app, she did a lot of stuff
Somebody who's influential. We'll call him the newsman, right?
Okay. She did a lot of stuff to his own production, like his own show, right? Got his fucking shit banned off fucking YouTube and shit. Right. So I guess that him talking to them made it happen. So I would say it was a conglomerate. Like it was a coupled with that person, right? Two influencers.
Oh, wow. So there's like even more going on here. See, this is what I mean. It's like layers upon layers.
Right. So was it just Mandie? Or was it this like perfect storm of bad press?
Makes you think.
Action.
They did. But why? Why after 2 years of, as Mandie says, radio silence?
That's what we need to figure out, because it tells us a lot about how these things work, about responsibility, about the business side of these free apps. And trust me, the answers are a lot more complicated and disturbing than you might think.
So Rap Fame finally did something. After 2 years of MandieX trying to get them to do something about the harassment, they banned users, and even Mafia Queen got banned.
Yeah, it did seem like they were ignoring her for a long time. Makes you wonder if they even cared as long as people were using their app.
It's kind of messed up. But a lot of these free apps are like that.
Yeah.
You think it's about the music, right? But with Mandie's story, it seems like we're the product, really. You know, like our data, who we follow, even our pictures can be used to make money, and we don't even know it.
Happens all the time. It's the trade-off so many of us make without even realizing it. We get access to these platforms, these communities, but what are we giving up in return? Our data, basically.
Our preferences, our entire online lives. It's incredibly valuable stuff. To the right buyer, of course.
And if that wasn't enough, she also claims they were using people's faces in ads. Without asking, of course.
Or paying them.
They'll take your ideas and they won't give you credit too. They've done that to me a couple times. I mean, I have an ad on YouTube that I didn't even know about. Like, I just was shocked as shit. I saw my face pop up on the YouTube ad and I was like, these motherfuckers use my face. They didn't even tell me about this shit. So, I mean, it was cool. Like, at the same time, it's publicity for me. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't even say MandieX or nothing, of course.
Right.
It's just like a fucking note. Some bitch on the fucking ad just singing a song. But, you know, it was cool. But, like, come on. You guys can't just fucking, like, hit me up and be like, yo, we're going to use your fucking face for our ad so we can get more people on the ad. Hey, you know?
Yeah, see, that's where things get really ethically murky. In the creator economy, like, the lines are already so blurry. Where does personal expression end and, like, commercialization begin?
Right.
Who owns what and who's profiting? These are the big questions, and we're just starting to figure them out. Wait, so all the songs I listen to, all the comments I make, that's being sold to advertisers.
That's right. And the more we use the app, the more data they get, and the more valuable we are to them. Not really something you want to think about. But it explains why these companies don't always do something about bad behavior. Because drama gets people talking, right? And more people talking means more data, and data equals dollar signs.
Makes sense, business-wise. But it's still so wrong, putting profits over people. But then why'd they finally do something about Mafia Queen? Banning people has to hurt them in some way, even if it's temporary.
Good point.
Yeah.
And remember how Mandie was trying to contact Rap Fame? Through their Instagram.
Yeah, that was weird. Don't most companies have, like, customer support or something?
You'd think, right. But Rap Fame doesn't exactly play by the rules. The fact that they're using Instagram to talk to people says a lot. First thing, it shows how some of these platforms just do whatever they want. They don't have clear rules. And second, it shows how much power they have. Mandie's one person trying to get the attention of this huge company, and she has to do it like this.
So she's messaging them, trying to get them to take action, and they're just blowing her off.
Pretty much. Mandie says they replied, even asked for proof of the harassment, but then nothing. It's a classic move, right? Say you'll do something, but then don't. They were probably hoping she'd just give up.
But she didn't give up.
Nope, she didn't. She kept at it, and then she did something that got their attention. She threatened to sue.
Oh, so it wasn't about losing users or anything. It was the lawsuit that scared them.
Seems that way. When she mentioned lawyers, Rap Fame was all about talking to her. They set up a Zoom call in minutes.
Wow, talk about a change of heart. It's like they were ignoring a parking ticket and then suddenly it's a house fire. But here's the thing. If they reacted so fast when she mentioned a lawsuit, does that mean they knew this whole time? They let all this happen because it was making them money?
That's the question, isn't it? It's possible that Rap Fame knew. but didn't care until they had to, legally. They chose money over safety. That's kind of dark, don't you think?
Super dark. But even after they did something, it sounds like it wasn't perfect. Mandie said some innocent people got banned for no reason.
Yeah, that happened. And it shows another problem. These companies aren't very transparent. They've got rules, but nobody knows how they enforce them. Users are in the dark. They don't know what they did, how to fight it, or if it's even worth fighting.
So even when they try to fix things, it's still a mess.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All of this just shows how complicated it is, this whole thing with who's responsible, our data, and how much power these companies really have.
Okay, so MandieX, she fought for years and finally got some kind of justice, but it feels like the system itself is broken.
That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly. This isn't just about one rapper or one app. It's about the challenges we face online all the time.
So what do we do? How do we use the internet and not feel powerless against these huge companies?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
And it's something we're going to talk about, like, what does MandieX's story mean for the future of online creativity? How do we connect with each other online?
It's easy to get lost in this story, right?
It's true, though. This isn't just about one rapper or one app. It's about what we all deal with online.
And it can feel like you're totally powerless against these big companies. Like they can do whatever they want.
I think a lot of people feel that way. We click agree, we don't even read those long agreements, and then when something bad happens, we don't know what to do.
It's like you kind of agreed to it, but did you really? And what choice did you have if you wanted to use the app?
Exactly. We need these platforms to talk to people, for fun, for work even. But it comes at a price, right? Like they take our information, even mess with how we see ourselves online.
So what can we even do? How do we take back some of that control? How do we make the internet a better place, not just for some people, but everyone?
It starts with knowing what's going on. We need to understand these platforms, how they make money, what they're doing with our information. Once we know that, we can start making better choices.
So it's not about deleting everything and just going offline.
That's always a choice. But it's not possible for everyone. And it doesn't really solve the problem, which is that these companies have way more power than we do.
So then how do we fix it?
A few things, I think. These companies need to be honest about how they're using our data, and they need to give us more control over our own information.
That seems fair. What about when they mess up? When they don't protect us, there should be consequences.
Right. We need stronger rules and someone to make sure they follow them. Otherwise, it's just words.
It sounds like these platforms need a total makeover.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
But it's not just them, it's us too. We can't trust everything we see online. We have to be careful, watch out for scams and lies and people trying to trick us.
Being smarter about what we believe and who we trust online.
Yeah, having some doubt, thinking for ourselves, that's key.
It's a lot, for sure. But looking at MandieX's story, all the drama, it helps us understand these things better, how to be safer, how to have more control, and maybe even have some hope.
Couldn't agree more. The internet's got problems, but it can also be amazing. It's up to us to make these companies do better, to make a digital world that actually reflects what we care about.
So next time you're on your phone, scrolling through your favorite app, remember MandieX, remember Mafia Queen, and ask yourself, what am I agreeing to here? And what am I willing to do if it's not okay?
Because the internet belongs to all of us.
Yeah.